because in the past 3-4 years, I seen guys throwing symbols the wrong way. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, especially when you up in age, right? Say you around 40 some years old, late 30s, and you still on the internet popping pitchforks up, throwing up C's and B's, at a older age. Like, that's kind of childish, man. Really, nobody shouldn't be doing it, because them people watching. You have the feds watching social media on every platform. Facts. If you feel me on this video, smash that like and subscribe button, man, because I'm speaking none but the truth. But the reality is, like, when you claim a set, or you claim an organization, and you throwing the symbol up wrong, that go to show everybody that you don't know what you claiming. You don't understand the politics of what you repping. You just repping it, but then you misrepping it, because you don't know what you throwing up. You know what I mean? And in reality, that's a dangerous game to play, because you have some real soldiers out there that'll live and die for what they believe in, and they catch you throwing they shit up and throwing it up the wrong way. They gonna come and see about you. Like, you have guys out there that shedded blood, sweat, and tears for what they believe in. Whether you a GD, BD, Vice Lord, Stone, whether you a Crip Blood or Pyru, or just, Latin King, Simon City Royal, wherever these guys are, and they see these guys throwing these symbols up wrong. Like, for example, when it come down to GDs, GDs throw the pitchforks up, like, going up. But the past 4 or 5 years, I've been seeing guys throwing the rakes down, upside down. And what guys need to understand is, you basically dissing your own organization. You dissing your own tribe, because that's not how you supposed to throw it up. You know what I'm saying? And guys need to be aware of this. Like, from what I know is, like, BDs are throwing pitchforks upside down too, and really BDs and GDs are the same thing. Like, BD and GD is the same, under the same nation. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you have BDs and GDs beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying? In the streets all over the place, and that don't make no sense. But it's stupid, actually. The person whoever got that wave started, they are the problem. You understand me? Because there was a time when BDs and GDs was actually together. You know what I'm saying? Just for the ones who don't know, now you know. And like, BDs went away from the start, kind of, because they throw trades. You know what I'm saying? So like, guys just don't understand the politics of this crap, you know what I'm saying, of this situation, because like, we wasn't breeded to fight against each other. We weren't breeded or created to hate each other, or have beef with each other, or be each other ops, better yet. And, like, it's just a wave. Like, it comes from the hip hop industry. That's why I have a dislike for the hip hop industry. The hip hop industry is really jacking up these organizations and structures and gangs. You know what I'm saying? Because gangs and organizations have structures. They have principles, laws, and different things. I'm not gonna say everything, but the hip hop industry broke this organization apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it separated everybody that's in the tribe. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you see, when we was, like, organized, when the organizations were organized, hip hop was big, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Like, the hip hop industry, the hip hop world was kind of on birth. It was born, like, in the late 70s and 80s, the hip hop industry, like, rap started coming out. And when rap first came out, it wasn't about violence. It wasn't about being somebody op. It wasn't about just hatred and and blah 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 and so forth. It wasn't about that. Hip hop, when hip hop first came out, it was all about the community. It was about giving out and passing out a positive message among the black culture. Until all that changed when it got round to the 90s, it changed, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't as bad as it is now. At least the hip hop industry was more balanced in the 90s from my observation, from what I know, because I came up in that era, and in that era, like, the organizations had structure. You know what I mean? And back then they didn't tolerate no BS. They didn't tolerate people exporting information to the media, speaking on different instances and different levels of the organization to the media, because everything's supposed to be silent. You understand me? But since silent secrecy been broken, since silent secrecy is broken, now guys are going on podcasts on the internet and spilling all type of different information that shouldn't be talked about or discussed. You know what I mean? And a lot of triple OGs are pissed off about that. The thing is, it's a lot of content creators. They're familiar with the organization. You have some that's in the organization, but they just don't speak on it in depth like I'm doing it right now. Like they're not coming out and speaking out to a point where people can listen and come up with a solution to a correction. But I'm doing that right now on this video. I decided to go ahead and do it. It need to be talked about. It need to be discussed, because it's destroying our culture. It's destroying our tribe. It making us more divided, all because of this hip hop industry with the negative influences that start negative waves. You have young guys out there thinking that GDs is a gang when GDs is an organization. You have the hip hop industry having guys out there thinking BD is a gang when BDs are not a gang. But you have guys out there in the hip hop industry. I'm not gonna call no name. I ain't gonna do it like that. But it's some guys in that hip hop industry. They are destroying the tribe. They are destroying the whole black culture. You know what I mean? Then what got me also is you have like homosexuality involved with this heavily too, because you have guys that's homosexuals that are in these gangs and organizations now. Like, they are allowing homosexuals come into the organization, and you have a lot of guys out there that's disliking that, as well as I do too, because I'm from a whole nother time frame. I'm from a whole nother era, so I fully disagree with a lot of things that's going on out here in the streets right now among the black culture and the tribes. Like, I disagree with 85% of what's going on right now. I don't agree with that. I think the old school way. I look at the situation from an old school standpoint. I stand on old school principles from the 90s, man. And I still stand on those principles till this day. You understand me? That's why I decided to separate myself from the streets and change my life and leave that street crap behind. You know what I'm saying? But it throws me when I see guys throwing signs up the wrong way. They throwing their own set upside down. Like, how retarded can you be, man? You have to be a dummy. You know what I mean? And obviously, the number one problem is you're not really who you say you are. You're not really that. You just claiming that because your buddy claiming it. And it's a whole ton of guys out there doing that because of that. And I'm here to tell you today, you playing a dangerous game. You see, it's guys out there that will come and see about you. You have guys out there that will come and knock on your door because you playing with something that stood for something. You understand me? So, in so many words, I'm putting this out here today. If you one of them guys out there that's misrepresenting something, well, you claiming, you need to stop claiming, baby. Because listen, that crap right there will get you in a lot of trouble, man. It will get you unalive, man. You can't play with people's religious belief, man, or street principles or street laws. You can't play with people's foundation and concepts like that. You can't play with nobody's concept like that, because when you play with somebody's concept, and they really shed blood, sweat, and tears for it, you know they're gonna feel some type of way about it. And I'm gonna speak up for all the triple OGs that's out here. You know what I mean? I'm a younger OG, but I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and say it like this though. I'm gonna say it like this right here. Now, since guys out there are doing this and they don't want to listen, a hard head make a soft ass, right? So those type of actions that you guys are doing, it's gonna destroy you. It is. It's gonna destroy you because like you misrepresent something that people don't die for, man. And like people, the pioneers of these organizations and gangs were like revolutionary soldiers. They were revolutionary activists. You know what I'm saying? They walked the streets of different cities and protests and fought for our civil rights, and they fought for our voting rights and fought for racial desegregation. You know what I'm saying? They fought for prison rights too in the 70s. So I'm speaking in code, but I'm just letting y'all know it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of different things that brothers did. Our forefathers, I'm talking about our big brothers that came before us 4 or 5 decades back. I'm talking about 4 to 5 decades back. You know, and a lot of young guys don't understand. Like, guys need to pick up a book and start reading information and start watching films and do like culture study. You know, go to a cultural library. If you're in New York or in the city, somewhere like LA, Chicago, New York, Detroit, Milwaukee, you need to go to a cultural library, man, and read up on some history, man, so you can understand what you walking around talking about. Because if you walking around not knowing what you talk about and you walk up on the right person, they're gonna end you, man. Real talk, they're gonna end you. And like, it's killing me to see these new age gangsters out here. They don't recognize what they repping, man. I see it on Facebook every day. I see it on different platforms every day. Guys just go to posting and saying anything and everything, and it sounds very dumb. You know what I mean? It does. It sounds dumb, man. It sounds retarded, man. You know what I mean? And I learned a long time ago from an old person: don't speak unless you spoken to, right? But number 2, only speak when you know what you're talking about. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, you don't need to be talking about that at all. You know what I mean? Because you have millions of different people that looks at Facebook every day in secrecy. You never know who's watching your page. You never know who's watching what you posting on that wall. You know what I mean? You never know who's watching that pic. Once you post that pic, throwing up those symbols, somebody outside of your page is watching everything that you do, all because you telling everybody what you is, and you throwing up these signs and all that. Hey, you need to stop right now. You know, you have feds watching you. You have all type of secret agents watching. You know what I mean? You have